Now, recently, a South African team from the Handspring Puppet Company walked away with a special Tony Award in the States. And they're here in studio with the special award with us. And they're going to share more about their experience and what happens at their company. We've got Basil and Adrian. We've got the rest of your team here as well as one of the puppets that you guys have made. Nice to have you on Expresso. And congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that experience? You had the whole red carpet experience. You were sitting there in the audience and they announced your category.
No, it was incredibly exciting. There were tons of other people that you've only seen in the movies, also on the red carpet, screaming people in the street, lots of newspapers wanting to speak to you, and television stations, and that. It
was completely bamboozling, but we were quite lucky in that because it was a special award and because puppetry is a special category, we were out of competition, so we knew that we'd won the award before the day.
We
knew.
Yeah. Okay.
We were really lucky. So as a result, we didn't really prepare our speech properly because we knew we had this. You know what it's like. But it was great. It was fantastic, and the party afterwards with the whole company, because Warhorse won 5 Tonys, including Best Play on Broadway. So there was a massive party. The puppeteers were completely exultant, and it was really an amazing evening.
Now, how did it come about that you made this Warhorse for the...
You know, nothing happens like overnight. Yeah. It was about contacts made like 10, 15 years ago in London. We did a play called Tall Horse here in Cape Town about a giraffe, and the National Theatre from London came over to see it. And we thought they wanted that show, but actually they didn't. They phoned us up 2 months later with the story of Warhorse. And it had a horse which doesn't speak, which is the central character in a massive play about the First World War. And the horse has to be a puppet, it can't be anything else. It was perfect for us.
Well, we've got a bit of an insert about that, and so that people can see what the Warhorse looks like. So let's just take a look.
He's quite a horse, Albert, but for now his place is with the army.
Albert now I can't do solemnly swear that we shall be together again.
Phoebe, arise, a gleam in her eyes, and the years round again. And like Barney Corn, who rose from the grave, New Year will rise up again.
That looked so lifelike. I'm blown away. It's unbelievable. How did you guys start out?
We started out in Children's Theatre in Cape Town in 1981 and travelled around South Africa in a truck for 6 years before we got some television work in Johannesburg, and then started working for an adult audience and began work with William Kentridge for a while. Travelled 10 years around the world with him, and then established our studio and our factory in Muizenberg, in Capricorn Park, where we now build all the puppets and work with a team of Cape Townian puppeteers, not only with Handspring work, but with the Out the Box Festival here, which runs very soon.
In fact, Cape Town has become a really interesting hub of puppeteers, not only ourselves, but other puppet companies, other puppet people. And as a result, Out the Box, the puppetry festival that's run by Unimar in September, this year from the 3rd to the 11th of September. It's a fantastic festival. It's becoming an international festival. It was opened by an Israeli company last year. We have a Palestinian company this year. We've got Neville Tranter coming. He's one of the world's best puppeteers. Really high quality stuff. So it's very exciting for us. We have a big studio now, in fact a factory, making puppets for Warhorse, because different productions of Warhorse are opening in different parts of the world. So it's a very exciting time for us. After 30 years in the industry, it really seems to be seriously taking off.
And how have you seen the industry change in 30 years?
Well,
I remember growing up and now always going to puppet shows and puppet theatre.
It's very weird because there's CGI movies have become, fantasy movies have become a lot more realistic because of the electronic component. But puppetry is hands-on 17th century technology, and it's something that's growing in the 21st century. For some reason, audiences want to see the nuts and bolts of a piece of visual theatre before their eyes. I mean, this guy, for instance, you can see right through his legs.
Yes.
You can see the mechanics. You can see the people working him, and yet, I mean, you still sort of believe that
he's lifelike.
That he's living. Yeah, yeah. Are you living? Maybe. Yeah.
Does he breathe as well?
He breathes. Yeah,
He breathes.
Yeah.
In fact, breath is central to everything we do. That
Yeah.
breath is our mantra, and yeah. So.
It's unbelievable how lifelike. And how have you guys changed in terms of the way you started your puppets
Yeah.
and grown over the last 30 years?
Well,
in
over
terms
30
of-
years, you just get older. But you know, we've seen audiences embrace puppet theatre over this time. In the beginning, when we used to try and get bookings at schools, the head teacher would say, "Puppetry, what kind of work is that for a grown man?" And then we went on the red carpet and got one of those. So, you know, things have shifted.
Now, instead of a fad, I think what we're saying is theatre has rediscovered a lost limb, and the lost limb is puppetry.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Expresso this morning. Congratulations again on your special Tony Award. And please come and join us again with some more of your puppets and show some more puppetry fun.
We'll be back.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Now it's time to find out about a competition with a difference. Grade 11 pupils were invited to enter the Pick and Pay Young Chefs competition. Here's all the details, and we've got the prize winners in studio cooking with us just after this. Stay with Expresso and SABC3.